Children, so today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I draw and color hair. This has been requested a lot since I think summer last year. So yeah, I'm finally getting to do it. So yeah. So here are a few examples of how I do hair if you're new, because I don't like it when I'm trying to watch a tutorial and I have to skip to the end and try to find what it looks like before I draw it, so yeah. So that's how I do hair, and yeah, if you want to learn this, I'm going to try my best to explain this. I've never done a talking tutorial before. I've tried a few times. Didn't go that great, but I'm going to I'm going to try. So, yeah. So, before I start talking and trying to show you what I do, I'm just gonna say this. Since this is real time, I'm going to make a lot of speaking mistakes. I am not very good at speaking. I make a lot of stutters and mispronounce words all the time. So I'm just gonna say that, and I can't really re-record anything because this is real time. So yeah, I'm just letting you know that. So I'm gonna try to do this the best I can. So I already have a drawing head with like a torso. So first you draw your head, obviously, but for the head, you want to, like, right above the ears, what I do is do a very simple hairline, which starts at the ears, just right above the ears, and then it kind of curves and then gets flat, kind of. And then you want to put a hairline. A hairline is where the hair flows, and it will make it a lot easier to draw with a hairline than without one. So this is just going to be simple, basic blonde hair for a girl. So I'm just gonna put it in the middle, and you just do like a little line. And then not putting barely any pressure at all, like enough to see the line, but like you gotta be loose. I put a little bit of like a little bump up above the head and just keep on curving it with little dashes until I get almost around down to the chin, and then I just take a long confident stroke. And usually how I draw hair that's long, I try to make it flowy, and it goes in, it puffs out around the top of the head, goes in around the shoulders and neck, and it goes out off the head, and then in near the neck, and then out near the shoulders. So that's how I like to draw my hair, and then you just do the same thing for the other side. So after you do that, I erase the dash line, and I usually add a thingy. I don't know what it's called. Well, I do, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try to say it, but it will be on the screen. And sometimes I do a heart, sometimes I just do a little tuft, and sometimes nothing at all, but most of the time it's there. So I'm just gonna do a little tuft, and I have no idea how to explain that. So then after that, there's lines kind of where it curves around the face, the forehead, kind of where the hairline gets to the forehead. You kind of do 2 dashes right there, and then just make it taper at the front part, if that makes sense, but then it gets fuller near the bottom. And you can do 1 chunk and then like that, and it just gets like a small curve around the cheeks. And then after that, you just add a few extra strands so it looks more lively, I guess, and less stiff. And then for the bangs, I'm just gonna put a little like curve. There's a lot of like little curves in drawing hair. And then I'm just gonna put a little strand like that, like how I added to the side things by the ears, and then make it flat. And then after that, I'm going to just do the same thing as what I did right here, just towards the bottom of the hair, where it, like, you know, cuts off, is cut, I don't know. And then, so then after that, I just, where there was hair chunks, I split them up a little bit and into a few sections, and then do, most of them will not be all the way down, but some of the hair strands will be all the way down, if that makes sense. So you just add a little hair strands like that. And then I usually add a few extra hair strands like that, but it's up to you. I didn't do this for a very long time, but I just now like how it looks, but I don't think it's really like necessary, I guess. So yeah, that's really all there is. Just try to not put pressure on the pencil the whole time and be loose with your strokes. And now you just trace everything with the liner pen, and then I will show you how to color. Okay, hi, so the liner is done. I'm gonna show you now how I color hair most of the time. So yeah. Yeah. So this is so it won't get onto the next page. I know some of it sticks out and it's quite ugly, but there's nothing I can do about it. So, yeah. So, I decided that this is gonna be half and half here because I want to. But so I'm just gonna pick out a base color, and a darker color of that. So yeah. I'm just worried that people are listening to me and it's awkward. That's why I'm being all quiet. So, yeah. So, you know, you just color it in with flat colors first. Okay, so now that the flat colors are in, you take your darker color and you take also, like, you leave both of them uncapped. And then, so for me, I usually just subconsciously make the lighting source come from here. So the darker shadow, it will get lighter over here and then get darker over here. So I probably, honestly, should have done the brown over here, but I wasn't thinking about that. So sorry, I think that someone's coming upstairs, but I don't think they are. So I'm just gonna do this tiny thing real quick. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see, but wherever there's a hair strand, I kind of have a little bit of a shadow and then blend it out immediately on both sides of the liner, if that makes any sense. And then for bangs, I just do one on the bottom, and then on the edges, I do a few flicks up and in the middle of it, and then you blend it out. Then you kind of halfway bring the bottom and the top part together. And then, blend it out. So at the top of the head, I always kind of leave it pure shadow, unless there's like a light source right behind it, then I don't, but yeah, just keep on like where the line art is for the strands, just kind of color over it, blend it out. That's just what I like doing. I'm really sorry if I'm not explaining this very well. This is my first tutorial using my voice. So yeah. And then there's kind of like, there's on the back of the head, there's a few strands like that you just, not strands, but just like at the very back of the head. If that makes sense, you just leave them dark. And yeah, you just keep on doing what I told you. The strands, and you shade the strands, and then immediately blend it out. And then on like the edges of like, see where there's like the clothes in the body, but right by the hair, I always shade that part, so just like outline it with the darker color, then blend it out. Pretty much whenever I say add shadow, after that blend it out. Okay, so I'm done with the brown side of the hair, and after I'm done doing the basic shading, I usually go back and add some deeper shadows, again with the darker color that I used, just if like it got too blended out, but yeah. And then I usually grab another darker color that's darker than the darker color, if that makes sense. Sorry if I'm saying that too much. And then I just add that to like the dark, where I want it to get really dark. And then blend it out with the darker color, but then I don't usually blend it out with the lightest color. So now I am, other than the highlights, now I am done completely with the brown side of the hair, and pretty much I just do the same thing for the other side. I will do it with a different color, but the way I color is the same.